And I started with the blue. I made one and I finished the piggy. Isn't it adorable? I really like it. Week challenge banana! Yay! Hello! I'm Sarah from Me Crochet and I crochet plushies. It's been a while. I did a weekly vlog of crocheting. I tried some smaller videos out, but I think I'm going to try weekly vlogs again because I really like doing that. For this week I started on the week challenge and there were some little octos I selected from the scrap yarn bags. I'm working on bag number 2. In the video before I showed you the bags. I had 2 and I picked the octos out of the bags to finish. And I started with the blue. I made 1 because there wasn't any more of the yarn. With the purple I made 4. I could make a lot of octos out of the purple, so that's really good. I had a scrap of green and I still have some left over. And a scrap of dark green, and I made a dark green octo. And that's the last one I made. I made 7 in total. Here are they together with a dark green one. They're very cute and tiny, and I made 7. Is what I finished for right now. I am going to crochet and continue on a bigger project, a piggy from this book. I will make this one without the outfit. I will just make a plain piggy. I really like it. Really gonna do that. I'm going to watch some suits on my tablet. Then I am going to crochet and watch some YouTube with headphones on. So I will update you in the next clip on what I will be doing. Hello, I finished the snout. I am going to create the ears next, but I am going to do that in a different video because I thought I was going to vlog weekly, but I think I'm just going to make smaller videos because I have to edit. I have issues with storage space. I think I'm going to do smaller videos from now on because it's more efficient. I can do them quicker. I hope you enjoy this kind of content. So I will update you, of course, on how the project is going, but when it's finished. And I'm going to show you the yarn and stuff. So I'm going to do that every time. I hope you like this video. I hope you subscribe and I see you next time. In the last video I showed you octos and I was crocheting a snout from a piggy. And I finished the piggy. Isn't it adorable? I really like it. There's very long legs. It's very long. It's from the book Long Legs Amigurumi. And this is the piggy. It turned out really great. And I used a special yarn I got from the Crochet Club. It was a bit tricky to work with because the splitting was a lot. But it turned out really great. I really liked how it turned out. It's from this book, Long Legs Amigurumi, and I made a piggy. I used this yarn, Libelle Ballet, and I have 2 yarn labels. I used a lot of yarn for this project, but I have still more of this in my yarn stash that I want to use up, but that will be for later on. Some leftovers, some labels that are going in the basket for the end of the year, and we're going to see how much I've used up at the end of the year. So that will be for later. That was the first project I finished this week, and of course we have a week challenge for this week. I had some scrap yarn, some yellow and some cream, And I used up a lot of yellow and I still have a lot of cream left over, so I'm going to make a different project out of this later on. This is going to be an octo and this is going to be a dog, but for the week challenge I finished a banana. Look at that, isn't it adorable? It's so cute. It's a banana. Banana power, yeah, it's so cute. I really like it. Yeah, it's so cute. But I have some scrap yarn left over and I'm going to make a dog, or try to make a dog out of this one and a octo out of this one. I'm going to make the dog out of this book, this little doggy. It's from Minimini's haken. It's really cute and I hope I have enough scrap yarn for this project. I want to make a lot of minis, but this is the doggy I want to make. Week challenge banana! Yay! So after the piggy and the banana I started a new project. I started my own pattern of Ivysaur. I already made the pattern and now I'm testing it if there are mistakes on it. Because the first Ivysaur I made were in different colors. Not the same colors as in the picture like Bulbasaur. So I said to myself, I am going to remake it in the right colors. I started with the flower part in the pattern and this is what I have. It's not stuffed, it's just yarn in there and it looks like an Easter egg. That's going to change because I have to make 4 flower petals after I finish this part, and I have some soft fun left over, so I can make, I hopefully have enough, but we'll see. This is soft fun I'm using for this project and I hope it turns out really cute. But this is a long-term project. It's not going to be finished very soon. And that were all the projects I finished and started of this week. For now, I want to crochet a little chick from like a chenille blanket. Well, we have little darling over here. I want to make some chicks out of it. This is the yellow. And this is the orange. I have a lot of orange left over, but I have another yellow ball of yarn. So little darling is this yarn. It's really great yarn. So I'm going to make some chicks. I already have one. I turned out really cute. I really like it. And I made one with a 2.5 hook. And it turned out smaller and I have less holes in the project, but I still like this one better in shape. So I'm going to go for a 3.5 hook and not a 2.5. I like this guy better. So I'm going to try that in this video. And I'm going to crochet, put on some headphones, listen to some YouTube. And I hope you enjoy this kind of video. I hope you subscribe, like, and let's crochet. Bag, hook. I placed my bed over there. So, and over there is going to be my Easter bunny because she was at a friend's place. Now she's coming back, so I can place her over there. So that spot is also filled up. Only have that spot left over, but I'm not sure what to do with it just yet. Let's create. I finished one wing and I'm going to put on some headphones. Two wings finished. I finished my pattern of the spaceship from The Sims 4 in English. I am going to upload it when all the other 6 patterns are typed out in English and set them on my website in one entire sitting. So that will be for later on. I do have to edit my Notion. I have 3 main goals for this year, and they are using up my scrap yarn, crocheting Charizard that I did, but I have to type out the pattern in English, so that's also on the list. And I have create more projects than I did last year, so that's also going. But for more specific projects, I'm working on the chicks. I want to use up this yarn. I have some turtles that from some scrap yarn I want to use up for turtles. I have this one and I have this one, and I'm combining them for turtles. I already have one. Isn't it adorable? I really like how it turned out. The color is really great. Really like it. And I have bunnies. I already made red and yellow, and I showed them before. And these are going to be in orange. I'm going to create an entire rainbow out of this. So I think the next color will be green but I have to start on the orange one first. I'm watching Sambrosis Crochet on YouTube. Really great YouTuber. You can check that out if you want. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, but it's a great channel. I am really, well, not struggling, but undecisive. I can't decide which way I want to vlog, like small videos or like weekly vlogs, or like this one sitting crocheting and showing what I do vlog. Let me know what you think of it, what you want to watch. I am going to crochet off camera because my camera is about to die. I will update you in the next video on what I'm doing next, and I hope you like this kind of content. I hope you subscribe, and I see you next time. I'm going to show you all I've made from last week, and I made some progress on some projects. I finished week 5 from this blanket. I'm going to show you the finished result in a later video, but I finished week 5 and I have 13 weeks of crocheting this blanket, so I have still some work to do on the blanket. I also started already a little bit on week 6. That's very little. So then in the last video I was working on some chicks and I finished that project. I have some more yarn from that. I have another ball of yarn of yellow, but I'm going to start on the other chicks later on. I want to create some other projects first. I finished these and I have 4. And I gave one to my sister with Easter. And this guy is my emotional supportive chick. So it's really cute. I'm going to put it in my working space, in my closet where I have my projects laying and I want to see this. I'm going to put this where I put my crochet projects so I can see I finish stuff. So that's what I am going to do with this guy. But I made 6 in total, so they are very cute. I wasn't completely in time for Easter, but I had 3 done by Easter, so a few days later I finished the rest. So finished. Then I continued on Ivysaur, a bigger project I'm working on. It's for a project that will be ongoing for a long time, I think, because it's a big project. I am remaking my own pattern. So this week I finished the base of the flower and I finished a flower petal. And I have to make 3 more, and I already started on the second one, but a very little bit. And they go up like this, and you have to sew it on, and you go all around these flower petals. So that's Ivysaur's flower for now. Then I wanted to try out some yarn. I made a project from Little Darling, the fluffy yarn I made the chicks with, and the Katia fluffy yarn. I made this guy. It turned out really cute. I really like it. I like the colors and the yarn. It's really pretty. Really like it. Really love this guy. You can combine the Katia and the Little Darling, but I think I'm more Little Darling girl. I love this yarn better than this yarn, but it works together, so I'm going to make more of these and see if I can combine the two. If not, I'm just going to continue on Little Darling. So that's what I finished. I tested it out and it works, so I'm happy with that. And of course the week challenge. I didn't finish the doggy because I had to crochet the belt and I didn't have the collar. I was hoping the Octo would have yellow yarn left over, but it didn't. I did finish the scrap yarn Octo yellow. It's turned out really cute. And this is left over, so I can't make the belt out of that. This is the progress of the doggy so far. I only have to do the neck part. And then I can weave in all the ends and it's finished. This is left over from the cream, and I hope I can make a little chicken out of it. Yeah, I hope I can do that. Will be cute. I hope I have enough. But that's all I did for this week, and I hope you like this kind of content. I hope you subscribe, and I see you next time. In the last video I showed you an unfinished week challenge. I made a doggy, but I couldn't continue because I needed to decide which color belt I was doing, and I didn't have scrap yarn with me back then. So I picked the color purple and I finished the doggy. Isn't it adorable? I really like it with its tail and its snout. It's so cute. I really like it. I made an octo with it, and that was the week challenge from last week. And I finished both. I finished this one in the last week's video, but now they are a set and they are finished. I already started on the new week challenge and I finished that for this week, so I'm up to date. But I had some cream of this color, of this cream brownish color. I made this guy out of it, and I used the yellow scrap from the Octo to embroider the mouth, and I used a little bit red scrap I had in my closet. So the cream brown is also completely used up. Well, completely, it's so little. This is left over, so it's very little. This is going to be stuffing. And I have to grab a new week challenge from my scrap yarn project bags. And I will update you in the next video on which project it will be, because I haven't checked it out just yet. I don't know myself what I'm going to do for next week. But this is the chicken finished, scrap yarn finished, and I can continue on a new project. So, week challenge done. I also uploaded a new video on YouTube this week, so you can check that out if you want. I did some editing as well, because we have to upload every week, so I don't know where I left off with Ivysaur. Was I with one flower petal? I'm not sure. I think in the last video I was with one flower petal and the base done. For right now I finished the flower. It's really huge, but it turned out really great. I already sewed it on, and this is what I have to weave in at the end. But this is how he turned out. It's really pretty. And I did more of Ivysaur because I had more time. But I finished the flower, so I'm really happy with that. I finished 2 front paws, 2 big ones, and 1 smaller one. So I have to make 1 more smaller one for the back paws, and then I can start on the body. I hope I can do that this week. I hope so. I really want to. But I also want to finish the blanket. So I'm not sure. Finishing up the blanket this week won't happen, but I want to continue it as much as possible. And I'm making a lot of progress on the blanket, but it won't be finished next week. But 1 paw to go of Ivysaur, and then I can start on the body, so that's really good. For Ivysaur I'm using saffron. This is the color blue, turquoise. I used rose for the pink flower, so that's the yarn I'm using. Like I said, I want to continue on the blanket. I finished week 6 and I started on week 7. I'm at week 7, so I'm really making some progress and I'm really happy with that. I hope I can finish week 7 this week and then maybe start more on week 8. Maybe I'm going to start on it today. I'm not sure just yet. Maybe. In between the bigger projects, I did a little scrap yarn turtle. I made a second one because I already had one in the last video, I think, or the video before that. I have 2 of these, very tiny and cute. I have 2. And after that, a few days later, I finished number 3, also very pretty. I really like this guy with the color change, how the yarn went. I didn't do the color change myself, it's in the yarn, and I'm just going to make scrap yarn turtles out of it. I have 3 of them. Aren't they adorable? Yeah, I really like them. This is the yarn I'm using for the shell, and this is the yarn I'm using for the base color. So I'm using 2 scraps. Well, not tiny scraps, but it's yarn it's not new yarn and I want to use it up. So it's a little bit scrap, but not scrap. So I'm going to make turtles out of it and see how much I can make with these, and we'll see how it goes. I grabbed myself a cup of tea. So I did more after editing and filming and uploading on YouTube. I also did pattern writing. I finished 2 patterns in English and I'm going to upload them on my website when all the other 4 patterns are done. I finished the Sweet 16 candles and I finished Charizard. So I'm really happy with Charizard finished in English. So I'm really happy with that. That's what I did. I do have to edit Notion. I don't even know what's in Notion at the moment. The blanket, I think, but I'm making progress on it. Ivysaur is also what I want to do for a bigger project. I don't really have, like, I'm not sure if I want to do black Charizard from the Mega Evolution. I want to do that maybe for designing, but I'm not sure. I also want to make my own pattern bears, and I have a donkey I want to make. So yeah, Notion is a bit of a mess. I think I'm going to try and finish week 7 from the blanket today. I hope I can do that today and maybe make some progress on Ivysaur. I just need 1 more paw and I can start on the body. We'll see. Yeah, like I said, Notion is a mess. I hope I can also update that today to make it a little bit more usable. I'm drinking my cup of tea. I'm not going to crochet in this video. I don't know if you like me talking or just showing what I make. The last video I uploaded was a video on March, what I made in March 2026. really fun video in a different setup in the yarn room. Well, it was a yarn room, but I cleaned it up and now I can make videos in there. But it has an orange background and I show you my plushies. I have an idea to make longer videos, but not like I upload every week, like this kind of videos, and then maybe make for an entire month, like the four weeks, and then what the last video on what I made in March, and place them all behind each other for a longer video. I don't know if people want to watch that, for crocheters at least, because when you crochet you want to see a longer video, I think. So maybe that will do. I placed my Easter bunny bag, and my bed is also going to a friend because she liked it very much. Yeah, so it switched out. It will get back. My Easter bunny. I really like that project. It was really fun, huge project, really big challenge, and I love the results. So also want to make more bears. Well, not bears, but from that book. I also want to do a deer from that book. I said that in videos before, but yeah, I never tried it again. And I have a lot of projects I want to do. I have a lot of ideas I want to do and try things out. I really have a lot of ideas for this channel. I'm going to drink my cup of tea, and I hope you like this kind of content. I hope you subscribe, and I see you next time. Let's grab a cup of tea and a snack or something to drink, and let's enjoy this video. In the beginning of last week, I finished week 7 from the blanket. I'm at week 8, so that's very good. I have to do like 4 more weeks, and then the pattern for the blanket is done and I can start on the border. So that's good. So I did the blanket in the beginning of the week, and after that I started on the progress of Ivysaur. I finished the legs, and I did more because I finished the entire body and it's sewed on. So huge. So that's what I did. After that I did more of Ivysaur because I couldn't stop. I was doubting I would have enough yarn, but I have. This is one ball of yarn I have, and then I have 2 left over because the head is very big and I still need to do 2 ears. So I was doubting if I had enough. But this is the head. It's huge. Very big. It's not finished. I had to wait for the stuffing, and I stuffed it today, so when it arrived, and now I can finish off the head and start on the ears. I don't know when I'm going to start on that, but maybe today, maybe not. Maybe I'm going to continue on the blanket. I'm not sure just yet, but a lot of progress made on Ivysaur. While crocheting Ivysaur, I was watching Vampire Diaries. I never watched that, so I thought, why not while crocheting and see how that goes. So I did that. Because of the stuffing not being here, I couldn't continue on Ivysaur, so I started a new project. Also couldn't continue and finish it on that because of the stuffing, because it went very quick. It's a small pattern and it's my own pattern bear, and it's on my YouTube channel if you want to see it finished already. You can check that video out if you want. This is the unstuffed body. It's looking very weird right now. I have 2 ears, 2 feet, 2 arms, a tail and a snout. This is left over from the yarn. I think I have enough to finish off the bear, but I have to stuff it first. And I can do that today. I maybe can finish it today, but I'm not sure just yet if I'm going to do that. I'm not sure about projects on what I'm going to do next, because I have several, and I also want to do some granny squares. I think I want to do in the future, so I'm not sure. And I picked a new week challenge for this week. I picked a bird from this book, Vogels haken, Amigurumi Vogels haken. It's like amigurumi birds. And I'm going to make this one, this bird. I really think it's cute with the yarn I have. This is the yarn I'm using. I got it from the Crochet Club. And it's acrylic for 3.5, and I have some dark blue 3.5 as well, but I'm thinking about just using it for the beak of the bird, and that's so little, so I'm not going to see it as used yarn. So this is what I have. I hope I have enough for the bird, and that will be the week challenge for this week, and I hope I can finish it this week. I really hope so. It will be fun, because it's a bigger project than the other projects I've been doing with scrap yarn. They were very small, so this is a bigger project. I hope I can finish it. I really hope so. Yeah, I really do. I haven't been doing some patterns. I haven't been doing that. I still have to do 4 more. A mouse, Agent S, anime doll outfit, and a, what was it? And my pattern bear, of course. But they are typed out in Dutch. They are done in Dutch, and I have to type them and translate them to English, and then I can put everything on my website. So that will be for later. Notion I did update, but I'm still not sure which projects I am working on. So I have to update as well. Maybe today. I think today. I don't know. I'm also doubting about Charizard, Black Charizard, to finish or start on that, because it's a big project and I don't know if the pattern I made is right. And I have to redo the wings probably, and some details. Let me know what you do when you have a project you're worried about. Do you finish it or do you skip it? Do you not start it? I am doubting. Yeah. But I still do stuff, so I'm not really worried about it. I'm just not knowing what to do. Oh, I got a new kit from the shop that's closing. It was a shop where I live and it's closing up, so there were some sales, and I got from Ricorumi a kit. I got this one. Isn't it adorable? I love it. It's so cute. And it's from Ricorumi. I used that yarn before, so there's some glittery on it. Glitter. No, it's not glimmery. Is that a good word? I'm not sure. It's very pretty. I really like this cat, and I hope I can start on it soon, but I'm not sure when I'm going to start on the kits, because I have more kits I want to do. I'm not sure, so will be for later on. I got added to a new community crochet group on Instagram, and it's really fun. Yeah, I didn't do the week challenge on Instagram because I'm working on my own week challenges, because I want to use up the scrap yarn, and it was not a plushie, so It was a coaster that you had to make, and I just thought I'm not going to do that because I want to finish Amigurumi first, or my scrap yarn first. So I didn't do that on Instagram. I have a lot of progress made on projects. I just haven't finished something. I'm also working on 2 big projects like Ivysaur and the blanket. Those are for long term. So I don't think I have much finished for this month. At the end of the month I always show what I finished. I don't think I have a lot this month. No, I don't think I have, but we'll see. I'm not going to finish up Ivysaur before the end of the month, and the blanket definitely not. So, because that will take 4 more weeks at least. Yeah, I hope I can finish the bear. Yeah, and I'm going to make it with a pink little bow on it. So that will be cute. Yeah, big projects take a lot of time, so you don't have time for crocheting small plushies. So you have a little bit less plushies that you can show at the end of the month. Yeah, but I decided to finish Ivysaur, so I'm going to do that. I don't know when, but I'm going to do that. When I start something, I want to finish something, and it will take time, but I often finish what I do. So yeah, it takes time. So I am going to stop for right now. I'm going to update you in the next video on what I'm doing, what progress I'm making, and I hope you like this video. You can subscribe if you want, and I'll see you next time. In today's video I'm going to show you all I've made in April of 2026. So let's get started. The first project were multiple items. I did a week challenge and I wanted to use up the scrap yarn, so I used up some for Octos. I have 1 in blue, a blue one. I have 4 in purple and 2 in green. 7 in total, so they're very cute, and I made 7. Then I did a bigger project, a very bigger project, because I finished a Piggy with long legs. It's so cute. I really love the ears. It's so adorable, and the snout. This is what I made for a big project, and I used, I think it's cotton or a polyester combination. I think it's cotton. I think it's made with cotton. The Octos were with scrap yarn acrylic, so I used that up. But this is cotton, very pretty. That was my second project, and my third project was also a week challenge. I made from acrylic a banana. I will leave the patterns in the description if you want to know where they're from, but I made a banana. Isn't it adorable? I really like it. So that's the third project I finished. Then I made 6 chicks. 1 went to my sister with Easter, and 1 is in my closet as an emotional supportive chick. So that's what I made. I made 6 in total. They are in like a chenille blanket yarn, like we call it here velvet yarn, and I used Little Darling for this project. I finished this guy, but I am working on more turtles that are in a different yarn, so I didn't include it with the project I'm still working on. But I finished this turtle. It turned out really cute. I used Katya and I used Little Darling as a velvet yarn. Really soft and cute. I really like it. It's really cute. It's really cute turtle. Really like it. Very cute. I still have more turtles, but they are still, I'm still working on those, so they are not finished completely. There will be for next month or maybe after that. I'm not sure. But I finished the turtle. Yay! Then I did another week challenge, a little octo from scrap yarn, acrylic. And I made a yellow one. And a doggy. Isn't it adorable? I used acrylic cream and a little bit chenille for the belt. It's purple chenille. It's really soft. It turned out really cute. I really like this doggy. Oh, he's so adorable. But those were the week challenge combined. And after that I did another week challenge because I am doing bigger projects in between. Those are not finished. I'm working on Ivysaur and I'm working on a blanket. So those big projects are not finished and I put a lot of effort in it. So I did a smaller week challenge next and I made a little chicken. And I used up all the cream yarn, all the cream acrylic and yellow. I used a little bit of red I had in my closet. So, little chicken, isn't it adorable? I really like it. It's so cute. And that was, I think, the last week challenge I did finish. Because after that I started a bigger project. I made my own pattern bear again. This is number 2 and with a pink bow like I said I was going to do, and I did that. It's really adorable. Really like how it turned out. I embroidered the eyes because I wanted to see how it looks. I really like it with its tail. It's really cute. I really like it. And this is the last project I finished on the last day of April 2026. So this is made in Katona. If you want to know more about my patterns, I'm still working on them, but there will be for later on. This is the last project I finished of the month, and I hope you like this kind of content. I hope you subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!